Racing from Champion Speedway in Owego, we'll learn the history of one of the winningest race cars in the Twin Tiers, and we'll dig back in the vault for some great vintage racing action. All that and more on this edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. Champion Speedway wrapped up their season of go-kart, lawnmower, and mic rod racing on Saturday evening. This time we were treated to some great play-by-play by Chris Zacharias.
We're watching for a start up off of turn number 4. Josh Benjamin from the Hammer will lead them down for the charge. And getting a big run off of turn number 4 on that start was the 11 machine of Jeff Benjamin. So Benjamin jumps out to the early lead as Josh Benjamin will battle for second. Watching for third, the 41 car of Bobby Edwards trying to get to the inside of John Cogswell for that third position on the track. And once again, the Benjamin brothers battling up front. Josh Benjamin in second. Jeff Benjamin with the lead. Josh looks to the inside down into turn number 3. Cogswell with a rear view mirror full of Bobby Edwards in that fourth position. So the battle for the top spot as well as the battle for third raging on here. As out in front, the 11 car of Jeff Benjamin now starting to put a little space between him and his brother. He slips up off of turn number 4. That allows Josh Benjamin to close that gap down into turn number 4 and has right on the back bumper as they work through turns 1 and 2. One more of those slip-ups. That's what cost him the heat race win earlier this evening, as he does not want to do that too many times with his brother right behind him. Still holding on to that third position, John Cogswell, as they will get the halfway to go signal this time by. Cogswell holds on to third, but he's closing on Josh Benjamin for that second position. So Benjamin now going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to hold on to that position. As lap traffic staying up high, that gives the inside lane for your leaders to bypass without any issues. As still Jeff Benjamin continues to lead. Josh Benjamin, John Cogswell, and now Bobby Edwards has made it to the inside of the Cogswell machine. They'll bump going into turn 3, and it climbs up onto the tire of him and hops back off. But boy, that's going to cause Cogswell a whole bunch of distance between your top two runners. As Cogswell getting together with Bobby Edwards. Edwards will spin it down in turns 3 and 4 and come to a stop to put us under caution. So first caution of the evening in the mod lights, as it's been all the Benjamin show. Green flag flies once again out in front. Jeff Benjamin leads the charge back into turns 1 and 2. Gets a good run off of turn number 2 and pulls away from Josh Benjamin. Still watching that battle for third, as Edwards trying to keep pace with John Cogswell. Once again tries an inside move off of 2, not able to pull it off. Here comes Josh Benjamin now. Inside bid off of turn number 4. Gets a wheel underneath. Gets the door slammed down into turns 1 and 2. As we're going to watch a 4-car battle for this one, as they'll get the 2 laps to go signal this time by. Once again, Josh Benjamin gets a wheel underneath but has to back out of it to allow Jeff Benjamin to slam the door down the backstretch. Top 4 single file. Final time around the speedway, getting set to go down. Out in front, it continues to be Jeff Benjamin. Josh Benjamin in second. And Josh Benjamin with a bobble off of turn number 2. That's all Jeff Benjamin's going to need to pull away. So Jeff Benjamin will get the win. Josh Benjamin comes home in second. John Cogswell in third. Bobby Edwards in fourth. Green flag will fly. Vanderpool leads the charge back to turn number 1. And Vanderpool gets off of 2 nice and clean and starts to pull away. As we'll watch for your second place runner will be the 99 of Logan Robertshaw. And third place will be the 94 of Chloe Manger. Manger, after starting shotgun on the field, has made it up into that third position, as the 7 machine of Landon Robertshaw will keep pace with him, as that'll be the only real battle on the speedway for position number 3. As Robertshaw and Manger will battle for that third position on the speedway. As out in front, Kayla Vanderpool leading clean and green. As Logan Robertshaw holds on to that second position, still watching that battle for third on the speedway. As pushing up high off of turn number 2 goes Manger, Chloe Manger, and shadowing is the 7 of Landon Robertshaw, looking for an opportunity to try to get an inside wheel off of turn number 2. They will stay single file. Still watching that battle for second and third, or third and fourth rather, is out in front. It continues to be, and there it is, folks. The 94 of Manger pushes up high off of turn number 2 and catches the lap car and will spin around up in turns 3 and 4 to put us under caution. Manger already back up in that fourth position. Will give chase off of turn number 4. Vanderpool leads the charge back to turn number 1. Logan Robertshaw holds on for second. Landon Robertshaw in third, Manger in fourth. They will get the 2 laps to go signal this time by. So 2 to go for Kayla Vanderpool, looking to go wire to wire here in the feature. And problems off of turn number 2 for Logan Robertshaw. Almost lost the handle. Able to gather it back up and soldier on and hold on to that second place. Meanwhile, final time around the speedway for Kayla Vanderpool. She will take it down into turn number 3 and off of 4 for the final time. Karts Junior race number 2, feature winner, Kayla Vanderpool. Logan Robertshaw will come home in second. Landon Robertshaw in third. Chloe Manger will come home fourth with Lily Hall in fifth.
More racing action when the race report continues.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyer's program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
I've been a resident of Johnson City for most of my life, and when things weren't looking very bright for the village, Greg Deemy stepped forward and accepted the job as mayor. Under his leadership, exciting projects are taking place, projects that will make the village of Johnson City great again. Greg Deemy has earned the opportunity to see those projects to completion, and I urge all Johnson City residents to vote for Greg Deemy in the November 7th election. This is not a sponsored message. This is what I believe.
So Karts Clone Heavy on the speedway for their feature go. On the pole, Mike Silvernail, Corey Nabinger in second. Third will be Craig Potter. Fourth will be Alex Carmody. And green flag will fly, and a whole bag of cars down to turn number 1, bumping sideways. But out in front, Mike Silvernail leads with Nabinger staying glued to the rear bumper, and actually an inside bid off of turn number 4. They will go side by side as Nabinger takes the top spot away from Mike Silvernail, and Silvernail is going to run second for the first lap in this class tonight. as Corey Nabinger takes away that top spot, the 76, into that third position. That's Craig Potter, as he is trying to hold off the 21 car, or 31 rather, as they were the 13 of Jim Brown off of turn number 2. Meanwhile, out in front, Corey Nabinger, after starting second, took the top spot away from Mike Silvernail and now has about a 3-car length advantage. Still watching that battle for third, and we will lose Fawcett up in turns 1 and 2. And green flag will fly once again. As now this time, check out Silvernail. He was on the ball on that start. Gets ahead of your leader. Takes away the top spot away from Nabinger. Now Nabinger forced to go back to work in second. As watching that battle for the top spot, Nabinger takes a peek to the inside, gets the door slammed by Silvernail. Silvernail gets out to about a 3-car length lead as they head down the front stretch once again. Nabinger trying to chase him back down. As Carmody holds on to that third position, as Craig Potter holds on for fourth. Watching that battle for the top spot now, as it seems like Silvernail has found a second gear and is pulling away and has a sizable advantage over Nabinger in second. Don't know if something's gone awry on the Nabinger machine, as he is trying to keep pace with Silvernail but not able to do it. Third is Carmody. Watching that battle for fourth between Potter and the 05 of Schaefer, the 60 rather, of Cliff Casterline. And Casterline will loop it down in turns 3 and 4 to put us under caution once again. Silvernail will hold the advantage. Nabinger stays tight to that rear bumper down to the turns 1 and 2. And once again, Silvernail able to get away clean off of turn number 2. Nabinger not able to mount a challenge. Carmody holds on to that third position, as fourth is Craig Potter in that 76 machine. Fifth at the moment is Jim Brown in the 5 car, but he's got a rear view mirror full of Lawrence Fawcett as well as Cliff Casterline in that 60 car. Throw a blanket over those 3 boys as they're battling for positions 6th, 7th, and 8th on the speedway. As now Silvernail continues to try to stretch his advantage, has it up to about a half a straightaway over Norbinger in that second position. Fawcett into the back of Brown, gets him sideways. Brown able to hold the position, but that's going to trap Fawcett up high. That's going to allow Casterline 3 wide down into turn number 1. And Casterline will bypass both as white flag flies. Final time around the speedway for Mike Silvernail. Silvernail will take it back to turns 3 and 4, and at the stripe will pick up the win to stay perfect on the night. Nabinger comes home in second, Carmody in third, Potter in fourth, and Casterline battles back for fifth. Sixth will be Brown, and Brown will close at the stripe. We'll give it to Brown for the moment. You can see Tierney trying to take that high line around and has the advantage back to turn number 1, but Brown with the preferred inside line will hold him off. And at the stripe, Brown actually will lead that lap. So Tierney, forced to take the high route around, is not able to do it. As once again, they'll battle side by side back to turns 3 and 4. And Brown trying to lean on the inside and will have it at the stripe. But Tierney with a big rim ride around the top side of turns 1 and 2, trying to wrestle that top spot away. Brown with a bobble there. So Tierney will get away clean into turn number 3, but has to stay glued to that high lane. That allows Brown to take the shorter way around the speedway and will actually be tied at the stripe once again. Still watching Tierney in that high lane. You can see he'll get a big run down the backstretch. But Brown with the preferred inside line, he will get the halfway go to signal this time by. And at the stripe, once again, Brown will lead. Still watching Tierney trying to take that high side around the top to get by, and is able to make it down into turn 3 with the advantage. But again, Brown with that inside line has to feather that throttle, and at the stripe, Tierney actually led that lap. So we'll watch the battle again off of turn number 2. It only takes 2 to have a good race, and now Tierney with a big move down into turn number 3. Tries to keep it pinched down as close as he can, but Brown with a run off of turn number 4, and Brown will take the lead spot back into turn number 1 as they will get set to take the 2 laps to go signal this time by. So Tierney trying to set him up perhaps for an inside move as the outside has not worked, as they will get the 2 laps to go signal. There goes Tierney once again to the high side, trying to pull up alongside, not able to do it, as Brown doing a good job holding that inside line to perfection to keep Tierney trapped behind him. White flag will fly this time by. Final time around the speedway for Brown. He checks the rearview mirror to see Tierney with another run on the high side. This time Tierney able to make it stick up there as he will pull up alongside, and they will be dead even heading into turn 3 for the final time off of turn number 4. Brown hits the gas, and he will hold on to win. So Brown will get the win in the single division. And the final division of the night, the Clone Light will get the green back to turn number 1. Leading the charge down will be Jamie Tuttle. Tuttle out in front holds the top spot over your second place runner, Chris Norconk, and Larry Fawcett in the 2 car. The 2 car in third as Alex Carmody holds on to position number 3. As still watching an inside move off of turn number 4. Battle for the top spot is on as Norconk takes the advantage and the lead over Tuttle back into turn number 3. Top 4 separating themselves from the rest of the pack. As they continue to circle under green flag racing conditions. Problems on the backstretch. One of the drivers pulling off, as meanwhile out in front continues to be Norconk. Second is that number 2. Norconk's in third. The 2 car, not on my sheet, unless that's Corey Nabinger in that second position. Watching that battle unfold for the top spot. Oh, boy. As cars everywhere continue to circle under green flag conditions. Problems for the 66. Tuttle in the 76, rather. Benny Hughes gets sideways off of turn number 4, gathers it back up, and keeps us racing. Cogswell also in the 33, doing a good job holding down position number 5. As they continue to battle for that top spot. Tommy Hunsinger out in front of this one. Hunsinger with the advantage over your second place runner. As they continue to have some issues towards Scott Underwood in car number 11 with a bobble down into turn number 3 and 4. They'll go sideways in front of the leaders. Soldiering on, keeping it clean and green. As still watching Norconk in that 1 car. Currently in the 3rd position, going to work, just 2 laps to go. As lap traffic now coming into play, Norconk gets an inside bid. The 2 machine gets into your leader. Your top 3 have all spun out. Caution on the speedway. Your top 3 runners have all spun simultaneously down in turns 3 and 4. So Tuttle will lead the charge down. Carmody in second, already peeking to the inside. Norconk with an inside move on your second place runner, Carmody. And Cogswell as well coming through 2 on the inside. Not going to be enough. Norconk up into that second position. Meanwhile, out in front, Tuttle continues to pace the field as they will get the 2 laps to go signal this time by. Just 2 to go for Jamie Tuttle trying to go wire to wire. Norconk in second. Now the 3 machine of Carmody has made it back into the 4th position. White flag flies. Final time around the speedway as it looks like Norconk gets on the binders just a bit off of turn 4 for the final time. Tuttle will get the win. Norconk will come home second. Third will be Carmody. Nabinger in 4th.
When the race report returns, we'll learn about the restoration of this 1976 modified built by Chuck Akulis. But first, here's a look at this week's Car of the Week from Brush and Pallet Auto and Candor.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
"30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto and Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyer's program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
I've been a resident of Johnson City for most of my life, and when things weren't looking very bright for the village, Greg Deemy stepped forward and accepted the job as mayor. Under his leadership, exciting projects are taking place, projects that will make the village of Johnson City great again. Greg Deemy has earned the opportunity to see those projects to completion, and I urge all Johnson City residents to vote for Greg Deemy in the November 7th election. This is not a sponsored message. This is what I believe.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. You're looking at the first tube chassis that Chuck Akulis ever built. The year was 1976. This car was rescued from the crusher at Gary's U-Pullet thanks to the sharp eyes of Charlie Gilbert. Our story begins with Gary Beigel.
It found us. It came in to Gary's U-Pullet for scrap. Someone brought it in, and I guess from what Charlie and I talked about, it might have been still at the same place where he sold it, somewhere down in Pennsylvania. And it came in, and the fellow that brought it in said that he thought it was one of Charlie's cars. But I wasn't around at that time. I was south, and then I had my brother Roger come look at it. He didn't think it was that car. And then I got a hold of Charlie. He came over and looked at it and identified it. So then Mike had already been looking at, or he heard about the car, I guess, just being at Gary's, and didn't know what it was either. So I got a hold of him, or he got a hold of me, and I told him he could take it and restore it, which he did. So it kind of found us. It was pretty odd thing, especially at the time it came in. Charlie was working with us part-time and around there quite a bit, so pretty neat thing that it happened the way it did and when it did. I plan on taking it to some shows, and I've restored one of our old wreckers too that we had at Don's, so plan is to get them both done and hook this behind the wrecker and go to some shows. That's the plan.
Time to open the vault and take a look at some great vintage racing action.
That last row, the 7J, Jim Corcoran, and on the outside of him, Greg Tadich in the 19T. Pulls away. Here comes Chili with a shot like out of a cannon. Move down the backstretch. He'll tuck up under Decker off of turn 4. It's still Brian Decker, your leader. In the Gary's U-Pullet, Cooper Tire sponsored 39-2. Here comes Mr. Ford Power, Mike Colstein in the Don's Automotive Mall, sponsored number 51. The Recycler looking for win number 3 here at the Speedway in 2006. Chris Weaver looking for a good solid run in the Ken Wilson Chevrolet Napa Auto Parts store of Binghamton, sponsored 1A. Chris having a very quiet 2006 season. He'll tuck up under Yetter off of turn 4 and race into that number 5 spot. Look at Brian Decker race off to about a 3-car length lead over Jeff Shealy out of Chenevas. Shealy's got his hands full with the veteran campaigner in the Don's Automotive Mall 51, Mike Colstein. Colstein going to try to reel him in as they race down the backstretch. We're 5 laps in to this 30-lap feature event. Mike Decker, Wade Decker braking over there in turn 1, pulls down into the pits with the 1W car. Brian Decker, your leader, looking for his first career win here at the Fast Track in the modified division. Driving that beautiful Gary Zhu Pullet, Cooper Tire sponsored 39-2. Look at the young gun, Chad Cook, working the top side of the speedway. Trouble over there in turn 2 for the racing attorney. Who's it going to be? It looks like Decker with the advantage down the front straightaway. Here comes the KG veteran Mike Colstein in the Don's Automotive Mall sponsored 51. Oh, we got a battle now. Steve Babachek going to peek in there as well, get into the mix of things. Here comes Brian Decker and Mike Colstein, almost dead even at the start-finish line. Down the backstretch they'll go. Mike Colstein with the advantage down the backstretch. He's on the bottom side of the speedway. He's going to tuck it in. He's going to race off the corner. There's your new leader in the Don's Automotive Mall sponsored 51, Mr. Ford Power. Mike Colstein now your leader. Brian Decker second. Chris Weaver looking very stout in the Ken Wilson Chevrolet Napa Auto Parts Store. Binghamton sponsored 1A car, searching for his first win. Oh, trouble over in turn 4. We got one turned around over there. Jess Sheely, it looks like, in the 38 car. Joe Uliana in the O00U is involved. Chad Cook, the young gun, in the 2J car.
Join us Monday night at the California Grill, 912 Vestal Parkway East in Vestal, for racing trivia. Come early and enjoy their delicious menu. Trivia starts at 7:30. This week's bonus answer is Turkey Derby. For the entire staff of the Race Report, thanks for watching. Till next week, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.
Mike Colstein going to see if he can set this whole thing up and bring this feature win home as he races off into turn 1. Trouble in the front stretch. The 47 of Jenkins turned around, and Hurlburt, J.R. Hurlburt, involved in the ISD Computer sponsored 6H car. Mike Colstein threading his way through lap traffic as he gets the 2-lap to go sign. He'll peek to the low side of turn 2 down the backstretch. Mr. Ford Power, the recycler, Mike Colstein, threading his way through this lap traffic. We got a battle here between Sheely and Jenkins as the white flag has fallen on your leader, Mike Colstein. Babachek still second, Decker third, and Chris Weaver in that 4th spot. Here comes your winner in the Don's Automotive Mall sponsored 51, Mike Colstein second, Steve Babachek third, Brian Decker, Chris Weaver in 4th, Donnie Hart, Brent Wilcox, Brent Boyer, Chad Cook. The number 9 of Andrews, Serenity Sutherland, comes across in the 10th spot, and it looks like the 57 of Paul Jensen in the 11th spot. Tim Botra in the mix as well, as is the 6L of Mike DeMaurier. There you have it, 30 laps of high-flying modified action.